Welcome back to the Budget Gamer channel, where we've got your indie games covered, and today we're going to be taking a look at an amazing fast-paced platformer called Atomic Run.Gun.Jump.Gun. So if you've seen my reviews of other games like Necrosphere with fast twitch combat and simple controls, you're going to really enjoy this one. As I stated a second ago, Atomic is a simple platformer with only two controls, and with only the left and right bumpers on your controller or Joy-Cons, you'll be able to shoot forward to destroy obstacles or shoot downward to propel yourself through the air. And in essence, it's these dynamics of run, gun, jump, gun that make up the entirety of the gameplay. However, that doesn't mean that there's not a story. Initially, our main characters led into the scenario of arriving in a solar system with a collapsing star. However, while we do play as a scavenger trying to find anything valuable we can, the unfortunate side is that this solar system is actually inhabited by intelligent life. And playing through each of the 40 levels through each of the 3 outer planets as you make your way to the sun, every single level offers a slight bit of dialogue that slowly build the personality of the game, each of the planets, and this fully developing backstory as you play through the game. And depending on how much you're willing to read between the very few lines of text, you may just find that as an opportunist scavenger, you turn from a loathsome creature into a galactic hero. However, making it far enough to uncover the in-game story development isn't really going to be an easy task. Part of the draw of incredibly fast-paced, fast-twitch platformers is that one more time feeling you get every time you die. And the progressive difficulty levels in Atomic Run.Gun.Jump.Gun, plus the simple combat mechanics of merely shooting forward or shooting downward as you're forced through a forced progression, really do make this simple platformer incredibly challenging. And even though in every single level you'll be forced to avoid traps such as spikes, buzzsaws, blaster cannons, and even enemy spaceships trying to shoot you down, losing a life definitely isn't a game ender. As stated before, the gameplay takes place mainly over 3 worlds with 40 levels each. And depending on how gifted you are at platformers, each level will only take you a few seconds, so every death really doesn't set you back too far. However, merely making it to the end of a level isn't actually going to be enough to get you to the end of the game. You can pretty much play any of the 40 levels on each of the worlds out of sequence and in any order that you want, but if you don't manage to collect enough of the sparkling atomics through each of the levels, you won't be able to fuel your own travel to the next world. So essentially the game's collectibles, the atomics, are actually the way that you're going to be able to progress the game forward. And with only a handful of atomics present within each level, you're really going to have to hone your fast twitch platforming combat skills in order to collect enough to make it to the end of the game. And though dying over and over as you try and dodge obstacles and gain collectibles through each level may initially seem daunting to some players, the instant respawns and actually the game's soundtrack really do a lot to motivate the player to keep going. And while instant respawns don't really need that much explanation as to how that could be an advantage to the player, the game's soundtrack is actually something that I really noticed after dying over and over and over. It's a consistent up-tempo, adrenaline-fueled beat that just continues to play regardless of how many times you die on the same level. Meaning that every time you die, even though your character and the stage do reset to the beginning, the music keeps building to an inevitable crescendo the longer you play. Meaning in short that the longer you are in a level, the more energy the music has, and the more it kind of fundamentally pushes the player to keep their own energy up and just try and battle through the level one more time. And I've got to say, it's little developer touches like that that really make me enjoy this game a lot. But beyond that, another thing to note is that the frame rates of this game are impeccable. Regardless of any errors you may see in my own screen capture devices, this game is flawless and runs so smoothly. And all in all, with its performance and its crazy musical ambiance and its just general cyberpunk dystopian theme, really do work to create an incredibly unique gaming experience. And while I do realize that these kind of rage mode platformers aren't everyone's deal, if you are into games like Super Meat Boy, Necrosphere, or any other sort of fast twitch platformer, Atomic Run.Gun.Jump.Gun is definitely going to be a must-have for your collection. But anyway, that does about wrap up the review of Atomic Run.Gun.Jump.Gun now for the Nintendo Switch. So if you enjoyed the review or found it helpful, feel free to throw me a comment or a like to show your support, and don't forget to click that little bell icon when you subscribe to stay updated with the latest content. There are new and unique indies coming out literally every single day, so there's always going to be something new to find right here. But since I can only make a couple reviews a week, if you do want to hint at what's going to come up next, you can feel free to follow us on Twitter. But anyway, this has been Budget Gamer, so as always, thanks for watching.